Yo, 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 it's Coach T, who I be, aka Mr. Glaze, aka Mr. Stirred Up Pot, 1/3 of Open Gym Podcast. Hey, look, I told y'all we're going to start doing this Glaze King, the breakdown, just a little spin-off of what we do at Open Gym. Open Gym is Open Gym, like I always say. We don't want to start no little internet stuff because people like to be like, oh, Trey look like he branching off. No, Open Gym is still going strong. The guys are doing good, and we're going to have a new episode for y'all in the next week or 2 weeks. We got a lot going on. AAU season is upon us. We Just Hoop. Basketball is my program. For y'all that don't know, I started out as Halo Elite Basketball around 2020. And look, man, y'all always come in here when I'm on the video. And so, excuse me, y'all, but every time, it never fails. As soon as I get on here and start doing something, they always come in here. But it started off at Halo Elite Basketball, and we just started from there. It was based on development, kids with AAU potential. Let's start there. Kids with AAU potential, but stronger programs maybe overlooked the kids, and the kids didn't make the team. And I started a program to help the AAU potential kids, almost, if you want to look at it, like the G League, like a G League situation, and help bridge the gap, help develop the players. And then the bittersweet part about it is when you start developing the players and they start getting the size, the stronger programs have room for them. I mean, that's just how it goes, man. So anybody in the development field, don't get restless, because our job is to help the potential and not get feelings about when they leave. When they leave, they're going to leave you. A lot of times, if you don't have the resources or if you ain't got a stronger team, the kids are gonna leave. All right. So as program directors that's in this lane, in our earlier episodes, we talk about letting the kid go and stop holding on to the kid and let them go. So in my field, we get a lot of bittersweet instances. Our 2028 team this year, Messiah, Sean, and one more, Justin Golfin, because we was high on him and trying to bring him back this year for the 2028 Adidas Gold, but they got bigger roles to fill. So that means we doing our job, though. At the end of the day, as a program, I try to hang my hat on, if the kid is like midway there, let's get him there so he can get sponsored and have a situation. But anywho, Halo Elite Basketball was started by me, 2020, and then we go on to now We Just Hoop. We transitioned to We Just Hoop. We rebranded it, and everything is going good. I got a 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, 2029 9th grade, and 2028 10th grade this year. So we had games, we tuning up, man, trying to get the feet wet with the younger groups, and we played in the Rise, and we had a pretty decent weekend. As a program, you want to look at, one, jumping out there, two, what are we working with? Let's see what it looked like and get back to the drawing board and start recalibrating. So 6th grade started off really good this weekend, and had some very interesting games, and we're seeing some very interesting things from the players. And we got in bracket play Sunday and played a very tough CSF team, And as a program, you want that game, because again, you're competing against other programs, and basically you're trying to, when you're out there tournament by tournament, you're a product, and you're trying to sell, that we are a program that do X, Y, Z. And their program that do X, Y, Z, and all the other programs are programs that do X, Y, and Z. You become like a part of it's like a basketball chain, almost like the food chain. And all we're trying to do is every program ain't for every kid. Just like in college basketball, every program ain't for a player, and then you'll see a player leave. The bad part about that in the AAU world is when you get those games, and you match up with that team, it's tension, and then they really want to beat you. The parents, I get, it's exciting to me. Because at the end of the day, those that know me, I always say, I use this phrase, I ain't beefing over basketball. So, you know what I'm saying? If you don't like me because a kid left your team and want to come play with me, that's on you, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to continue to be who I am, and I don't dislike you if a kid of mine leave and go to yours. I mean, I might want to beat you, but I don't dislike anyone over basketball. That's something I don't do. So, sixth grade got to the semifinals, they, like I said, played against CSF, and they lost by like 10. But they had a good showing. When I walked in the gym, because I was playing too with the seventh grade, they were down by 6 with like a minute to go. Still winnable game, but the things I see as a coach and a director is, the things that lost us the game is everybody got to get a stronger presence on the perimeter, being able to dribble and create with their right hand and dribble and create with the left hand. So that's the stuff I'm looking at. Can you create a shot off the bounce? What your catch and shoot off the drive and kick look like. So those are the things that I'm looking at. And those are the things that in the stretch killed the team and they wasn't able to do. Seventh grade had a really good showing Saturday. And how the little guys, they were giving out a little bit of belt this weekend. But then we got some belt. Shout out to Smith Elite, Terrell Smith over there. He got a great program. Team's always tough. A guy that played at a high level, so he coach them hard. And all the groups be tough. They be hard nosed. And we've been battling against them since the Halo when I started, because I think he was around when I started. We done won some and they done won some, but I wanted to win that game because my guys played really good. I say, this weekend, and again, I got a young group with a lot of potential. Need a couple more pieces and they'll come. But we just played a bigger, a stronger, a more a team with more chemistry. They had a lot more games under their belt. And they gave us the belt, shout out to Terrell, and those losses be hard. They be hard on the kids, but I like that, you know what I'm saying? Because, now going back into that game, we get a different game. They played them. It wasn't really nothing too much that team did that we couldn't do. They was just stronger. And their defense was good, and our guys, didn't want to drive. That's what I seen. We got to get tougher with the basketball. My guys didn't want to drive, which led to picking up the dribble and then over-evaluating and somebody shooting the gap, and there go a fast break fast break point on the other end. And it was a couple turnovers that happened like that. So, you get that. So, seventh grade went 3-1. Eighth grade went 1-2. that team is a big. That's a project team. So we talking hoops, guys. I'm giving y'all the rundown on me because I'm gonna tell you one thing about me, and the guys tell me this what they like. Like everybody like to post wins or them winning. I think I might be only one of the only guys that post losses. You know what I'm saying? I'll post a loss. You know what I'm saying? And that's the beauty of the process. As you know, you got to lose. We're not no program that's grabbing all the kids, stacking the teams, and then going out doing that. We're not doing that. We do have basketball kids, but we're not just handpicking, and just grabbing who we want because it's bigger programs that's getting those players. And me, I like the potential part of it. Basketball is fun when you're working with a lot of potential, and then, you might have a game where you get the belt, and then you got the game where you giving the belt, and then you got the game where your team shock you. You might think that y'all, don't have a chance, and your team come out and win. That's the beauty of it. But we had the championship. Shout out to North Met girls. They got it done. North Met girls got it done. I watched them all year too. They are tough, man. Well coached. They got Coach Womack over there. Shout out to Womack. Hard-nosed guy that believes in conditioning and running and, not letting teams score. My son got to play under him at Ridge Road, and he left his 8th grade year, and I told him I was mad about that because I wanted him to prepare my son for the 9th grade season with a little bit more of that Womack coaching. I needed that. But shout out to Womack over there on the bench. I talked to him. He told me, I said, boy, what you over there doing? Huh? He said, man, I got them girls running suicides on the football field. And I said, man, Coach Womack. I said, boy, let me send my boy over there for the summer with y'all then because he need that. You know what I'm saying? He needs all of that you're doing, Womack. So I salute you, dog. Y'all got the job done. Shout out to the coaching staff over there. Everything just happened how it was supposed to happen, And Mooresville, I was rooting for you, and I'm just going back watching that game. Man, look, what my boy on Nutty Professor say? I'm sorry, Jordan. I'm sorry. You remember when he was going on a date with Miss Purdy and Buddy Love, and I'm sorry, my baby needed clothes. I was sick. Look, Jordan, I apologize. Respect is on your name. You played a solid game. You, man, look, I really wanted to see you in this super conference for real. The super conference with West Charlotte, North Meg, who is it? Butler. I want to see that. Independent. I wanted to see you in this conference, bro, because what you showed me in that championship game, I was most definitely sleep on you, and I ain't the only one. There's probably a lot of people that would sleep on you and your abilities to run point guard. But guess what? You look darn good. Darn good. Second half, man, that team started to rally, and again, you make the adjustments, and South Durham end up handling biz. But I will say this, though, just to stir the pot a little bit, Jordan had that little Mormon kid on lock. I don't know if he scored like 4 points in like the first half or something. Like he was playing defense, man. And again, this is the competitive nature about it. When you listen to these podcasts with the NBA players and all that, they are open about the Avery Bradleys and the guys that they did not want to dribble the ball against. And me, I think what makes my content and the things I say on Open Gym and the things that I'm going to say on the Glaze King podcast is I'm going to talk about it, because I think that's a healthy competition, and the guys going to want to do what the guys are going to want to do. So when they see him again, the Mormon kid might try to give him 30. That's basketball, man. Guys are trained to kill in this sport. So it's a kill or be killed sport. There's no friends, and this is actually a job that you can get paid millions of dollars for if you master your craft and get really good at it. So if it's millions at stake, you know what's at stake in the game. You get what I'm saying? So, and when you watch the whole beauty of it, I don't think they got enough out of the kid I call Post Malone. I told y'all I'd be making up names for these kids, but if y'all see them, y'all know who I'm talking about. The thing is number 12. But I don't think they got a lot of production out of him, which kind of hurt. Everybody else is clicking, but, when he plays really good, I think they're really good. And, I think he just had a subpar game, and in those championship games, you got to have a superb game. You can't, because this is the championship is on the line. The belt is on the line, and you got to come out victorious. You got to win it. So, man, it's Coach T, man. We just wanted to do a quick little rundown on the weekend, man. Shout out to my program, We Just Hoop, the families that support it, everybody that's in there, bringing the kids to practice, on the sideline coaching, even when I tell them not to do it. But shout out to everybody and the other programs that's in here, man. It's AAU time. On the radar is next. I'm putting my guys in it. I don't care what the outcome is in these games. They will play in these games, and they will learn. They will soak up this environment, and at the end of the year, they will be a different team. A different team. I'm telling you, most definitely. But we're going to be on here with some more breakdown stuff, man. We're going to have a part 2 to this video. This is part 1. I just wanted to kind of run through the weekend of what I'm doing, because I like to talk about, what I'm doing. Areas of opportunity for me is, I think I'm now starting to watch the game and look at adjustments, and what adjustment do I need? What adjustment can I make? And in that Smith Elite game, man, they just hit us with that haymaker so hard that, anything that I could think of, we couldn't execute it, because I think the guys were more rattled about the magnitude of the game. And those are the hardest games to kind of settle your guys down and say, look, man, they're a team just like us. Because like when I watched or went back and recapped the games that they played, like, it wasn't nothing crazy that you see like it jumped off the page. And I want to say this to Terrell, man. I shout out to you, because when you seen that, I ain't gonna lie, the score probably could have been crazier. All right, I mean, I'm talking about Gucci belt. All right, but Terrell gave us the Walmart belt. All right, he gave us the Walmart belt. Once he seen that unit was too much for them, he called his dogs off and he put the other unit in and started coaching them. And whoever that coach is, a tall, bald head guy, I don't know his name, but they called the dogs off, and you don't have to do that, but that's why I'm saluting you, because in this game, a lot of coaches get bad mouthed and talked about what they do and behind the scenes stuff, and you hear it. If you out here, man, word travels, and with any coach, not just them per se, but any program, you hear so many things directed towards, oh man, he do this, he'll do this to win, do that to win. That's what they say about the coaches out here. And, he called the dogs off, man, because he most definitely could have gave us that Gucci belt. Yeah, with the double G's on it. So shout out to them. We're going to come with the part 2. We're going to have a video on, man. We're going to break down the game and just talk about the play-by-play and what y'all may think. Y'all get in the comments. Y'all talk about it. It's Coach T, who I be, Mr. Glaze, signing off.